Hello everyone, I'm Renown Zero, and before we start this video and get into the topic of this video, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been viewing and watching the videos. Currently seeing my back end here, currently at 30,000 views in the last 28 days, 2,700 watch hours, and currently sitting at 963 subscribers. Aiming for that 1,000 mark, grinding for you all to make videos that y'all want to watch. So I do appreciate that. We're at 37 subs from being able to apply for the YouTube Partner Program and get full monetization on the channel. By the time this video goes up, this might already have been resolved, but if you see this before this gets resolved and you have a Twitter, please do retweet this and tag Team YouTube and tag YouTube creators and ask them to look into this and get this fixed for our really good friends, Junk 3PO. I have retweeted this. If you go over to my Twitter, you'll see it there. I have retweeted this already. And also, as an update, as of recording of this video, ISOM is currently sitting at $1.888 million with 10,686 cover A's sold, 11,150 cover B's sold, 3,568 cover C's sold, and 1,352 cover D's sold, 1,659 total books donated, almost at that 16,000 total purchaser mark. Currently at 15,972. But before we get into the first thing we're going to get into is the Drunken Peasants, who seem to claim that I am some fanboy who's still triggered. Yes, I am a fanboy. I am a fan, which is the shortened version of fanboy. I am a fan of the Rippaverse. I'm a fan of Eric July. I've been a fan of Eric July for a very long time, since he was at probably 100K subs. So yes, I'm a fanboy of ISOM, Rippaverse, and Eric July as a content creator, and I love his content. Something that these people can't seem to understand, why people like me and other people who are fans of Eric July and the Rippaverse are fans of Eric July and the Rippaverse. But they seem to think that I am triggered, as the definition will bring up here is a term used to describe an emotional, psychological reaction caused by something that relates to an upsetting time or happening in someone's life. So they decided to make this whole live stream and have this thumbnail for said live stream about me last night, spending about 2 hours and 10 minutes going through about 3 videos that I made on them, calling out their nonsense and their fake BS, like pirating ISOM and saying it's woke because it's talking some political stuff that's like in the background, not pushing it too much. I went through it all, but it would appear that, of course, the comments, the chat over here in the comments don't really care too much, and it would seem that they get way less views talking about someone like me rather than talking about other topics that their fans typically want them to talk about. In the YouTube world, this is called punching down. Now, me, I make videos talking about all the people that talk nonsense about the Rippaverse, similar to how a content creator would talk about Marvel and DC. Considering that the Rippaverse is part of the comic industry, I'm going to talk about it as if I was talking about Marvel and DC. It's something I'm more familiar with, and it has a content creator and content that I'm more familiar with over Marvel and DC. I have no qualms about telling people I'm a comic book normie. I've said it plenty of times in plenty of videos in the past. However, these people seem to claim that I am triggered because they stole a person's comic. Meanwhile, this is what they do most likely with Marvel and DC as well, so it's nothing new here for people like this. But we're going to go through the chat on the side here because they have some things to say about me, which are about as intelligent as the hosts are on the show. Call the FBI. Monty and Hannibal must pay Eric for the pirated copy of ISOM. It's ISOM. At least if you're going to make fun of something, at least use the correct word of ISOM. And yes, these are the type of people that will sit here and complain about mainstream comics, and when someone does something independent, they don't even want to support it. They just want to hate on it, be envious of the person succeeding, being jealous of the person who is succeeding, because they think that other people should be more worthy of the success that Eric July is having. And there's like, oh yeah, we're going to review this by just stealing it because we're brokies and can't afford a $35 comic that's on better paper, has better art, has better lettering, has better coloring than your normal trash floppy that costs $5 and is printed on trash paper. I've yet to meet one conservative who can define woke. Well, for one, I don't even consider myself conservative. I consider myself more libertarian nowadays. And defining woke is not very hard, except people who don't know how to use Google, which it seems like most of these people don't know how to use Google because they use the same words like triggered like they do in their thumbnail because, again, they just repeat the NPC talking points that they always spew. Dude is such an awkward speaker. Well, good for you, buddy. That's your opinion. If I was such an awkward speaker, I'm pretty sure the people wouldn't watch me. They're watching to listen to more of what I have to say rather than the way I speak. Snooze fest of a comic that you've probably never read. I fell asleep having the comic explained to me. Good for you. By the way, do not interact with any of these people. Leave your comments in the comment section down below. We'll have a discussion in the comments of the video. Let's see what else we got here. Fanboy, he is white-splaining. Are two of the people on this panel not white? By the way, I'm Puerto Rican, so good for you on that one, bud. Good for you to assume my race there, bud. It's quite racist. He bought 3 copies that he didn't open from the plastic wrap. Well, I had to open the comic and take it out of the plastic wrap in order to call out the nonsense that they have constantly tried to say. Or should I say, the stuff that Hannibal and Monty called woke. I had to open my plastic wrap, pull the comic out, and explain the parts and show the parts in my videos. Also, I mean, I have a review of the comic on my channel, so narratives are just completely broken out here, and they don't want to do any research into anything. They just want to sit here and listen to NPCs talk bullshit all day and just repeat the bullshit they hear. So 2 narratives broken, me being Puerto Rican and me actually taking the comic out, considering I had to scan the book in order to make this review. So good job on that one. Struggles to finish a sentence. I'm pretty sure for the most of my video I'm making right now, I haven't really struggled too much to make a video. Sometimes I may ramble on or may lose my train of thought for about a second and then I get right back on it. Love seeing my comments in the chat from the video. Well, good for you, bud. No one cares. You're about as nobody as the Drunken Peasants here. Not being triggered. Definitely not. This guy is at the pinnacle of tone deaf. Again, define tone deaf because I'm pretty sure you can't. I'm going to look for a torrent of ISOM, then just delete it without reading. Good for you, bud. Again, no one cares. Then this person agrees with me with the piracy. That's the one point I'll die on a hill agreeing with. It's not okay to steal things just because you don't like the guy who made the thing. Do ISOM fans confuse detractors with defectors? No, I do not. I really do not. There was somebody here, right? There was somebody here that was talking about the price point. All this talk of piracy, I can't find it anywhere. Anyone got any ideas? You mean the piracy that Hannibal and Monty made with them clearly showing a video of them pirating the comic? Oh my god, he won't let go of the purchase thing. Maybe because you brokies can't afford a $35 comic, yet you'll go out to the bar and spend $35 on drinks. Something that actually harms you rather than influences or makes you think. Get your imagination working. But let's jump over to the comments as well. Rippaverse Twerp could always buy your Patreon. It's Patreon, by the way. English. And watch the video footage of you reading the damn book. Or is he too broke? Why would I pay my enemy? Why would I pay someone that I don't like my own money? That's dumb. Again, these are the same people who are watching dummies and are being dummies with no brain or IQ above room temperature. Oh, I know I was drinking and streaming last night myself, but I would have loved to be there for the part where he just goes, well, you're fat. I almost just did a spit take. Well, yeah, you're fat. And y'all should be really worried about Billy the Fridge rather than sitting here complaining about what my small ass is saying and trying to encourage the man to live a better life and lose some weight and not, delete so early in life. I'd rather y'all be doing that. Eric July fanboy should just be Ism side or some shit. You mean sidekick? Again, if this is making you cringe, please let me know. Tism. But I have read any ism. Like, dude, that's not English. With all the technology we have in corrections, in correcting grammar when you type on the internet, y'all still can't seem to type English. Alright, and there's nothing else because no one really cares. You got 2,800 views. Congratulations. I can probably get that in a video rather than wasting 3 hours of my life talking about me and bullshit. So, but they seem to love they seem to love emphasizing on this point. They're probably very upset that I constantly bring up the fact that they have zero growth and they're talking to the same people. They're literally talking in an echo chamber because they're not talking to anybody new. They're talking to the same people they've been talking to for years. Because they've had no growth in about 3 years. So they've literally been talking to the same people who just agree with everything they say and think everything they say is correct. Whereas I have new people coming on board all the time. And June was my best month of 2023 because this was the month that ISOM number 2 launched. And there was a lot of haters and detractors during that month. And the same thing with ISOM 1. This is the month that ISOM 1 came out. So my biggest growths were when ISOM 1 came out and ISOM 2 came out. And I predicted that ISOM 2's month would have been a big month for me because I knew so many people were going to talk a lot of bullshit. But we're now going to move on from that, right? We're going to move on from this and go over to check the circuit here from the Rippaverse Goalposts Twitter account, which is actually the same guy that let me know about this thumbnail here, right? Because let's be honest, their live stream was 3 hours 19 minutes, and they spent almost 75% of the live stream talking about me. So, but we gotta check the circuit here, saying a disgrace from reputable CGC, unforgivable to use a prestigious industry event like San Diego Comic-Con to host Eric, a comics baiter who promotes and tells lies about the comic book industry. Definitely hasn't been. The major publishers and the hardworking creators, no positive reviews, no respect of industry peers. Doesn't care about industry peers reviewing his comic. He cares more about the customer and the fan who actually purchases the comic and gives him feedback. The people that actually are buying the comic, right? The irony of showing Stan Lee's signatures stand, Jack, Siegel, and Chester Schuster, Finger, and all the OG creators would have hated Eric. No, they wouldn't. He seems to be way more passionate than a lot of people, if not most people, who are doing independent comics. He's probably about as passionate as Ethan Van Sciver, I would say. And everything he stands for and encourages, they created an industry to fight what Eric promotes and encourages. Eric's signature is worthless. Definitely not according to eBay sales. I'm not going to go through all that again. But they said shame on you. And this is in response to this video where they showed Eric July being at the CGC booth over at San Diego Comic-Con. Let's take a listen.
Hi everyone, this is Justin from CGC Signature Series. Just want to let you know some fun signing opportunities that we'll have at our San Diego Comic-Con booth number 901. On Thursday, from 1 to 2, we'll have Javon Jordan, and then from 4 to 5, we will have David Avalone. If you have not already submitted with them, you can bring books directly to the booth and we will have them signed for you. Last but not least, on Friday from 12 to 2, we'll be hosting Rippaverse's very own Eric July. So if you want to stop by, say hi, get some books signed, we'll be there. And once again, we're booth 901.
And there you have it. So if there are people who are interested in Eric July, this is the pamphlet that he put out for himself going to San Diego Comic-Con as a guest, appearing on Chris Gore's panel for talking about animation and costs on Thursday, July 20th. He will be at booth 1705 with Gabe Altair from 1:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. He will be at the Grand 6 Marriott with Chris Gore from 4:05 to 5:05 p.m. on Thursday, and on Friday he will be at the 1705 booth with Gabe Altaib at 10 a.m. to 11:45 a.m. 12 p.m. signings with CGC at booth 901 on Friday as well. Of course, these are the type of people right over here who are tagging CGC, trying to get him essentially removed. Meanwhile, they're sitting here lying about what he's actually doing. He comes prepared with facts about what he talks about in his videos. It's so weird that these people say he's doing all these things. Meanwhile, he brings facts to the videos where he's talking about said things. It's like they don't watch the videos that he puts out. We also have, of course, one of Eric July's detractors here talking about Nerdrotic. You got a bunch of people. Likely this is 700th comment view made about people criticizing the big company. Every show is look how diverse we are, while people are now enjoying what's being made, and now even people in that industry are talking about how lackluster they have been. Also funny how WBD is literally in the billions of dollars of debt, but he doesn't say anything about their CEO being a failure. Actually, he does plenty of times. It's just, it would break the narrative for you if you did any research into that. Also, they lost the ability to stream cricket, which I believe lost to millions of customers in India. They can't say that or else they could easily be called out on their end. You can't really call out stuff when they're telling the truth. He keeps doing it so that when something does meh, he can go, see, told you so. Disney movies are only a fraction of their bottom line. Meanwhile, their parks haven't been doing well recently, so it's literally the only thing he makes videos on. That's incorrect. Nerdrotic should be in prison. Disney failing is awful for America. Convincing you it's not is for the envious. He's not wrong about Pride being behind big mistakes. Why else would he and his bigoted ilk start YouTube channels? To call out the nonsense and show people that it's all nonsense. Cope, diversity played a role in Disney's epic failure. These people have no actual beliefs. So much hate towards Disney and all those videos saying the same thing over again 9,000 times. I can guarantee none of you guys actually watch these videos. These must be the bullies who threaten to beat you if you like watching Disney movies in school. I don't think that actually happened. It's like these people, again, more detractors of Eric July right here. It's the same old crap. It makes my blood boil really hard hearing them open his freaking mouth, shouting anything anti-Disney, anti-Hollywood. If he had a zipper on his freaking mouth, I would be glad to zip it shut for Pete's sake. Sounds like a threat, but so it's just funny that you all cry about it and there's nothing you can do about it. You want to stand with a bunch of people who make garbage series and garbage TV shows and garbage movies. In my opinion, they do. Because a lot of the stuff they've made recently is all garbage. That's why people subscribe to Nerdrotic, subscribe to Geeks and Gamers, subscribe to Ryan Cano, and become members on their channels, and they buy things like Rippaverse and Isom, because people are sick and tired of trash. So they go for the alternative, which appears to be better. In many cases, if not most cases. So it's very interesting how this whole thing works when literally all you guys do is bitch and moan about it. Why don't you start your own YouTube channel and actually do something? Make your own stuff. Make your own comics and movies, or make your own, like I said, make your own YouTube channel doing the same thing they're doing. You could watch the TV shows and movies and all that they're watching and say, hey, it's good and here's why I like it. I mean, there are plenty of people that do that already. But no, you would rather sit up on your Twitter platform and just sit and bitch and moan about everything, while people who are much better than you and people that are taking the time and actually putting in the work, seeing loads of success because people out there actually agree with the things that they say because they go out and watch the things that they talk about or don't watch the things they talk about. Because people that don't go out and watch stuff because they listen to people like Nerdrotic and Critical Drinker and Geeks and Gamers, they don't go out and watch it because they trust the opinion of a YouTuber, and they're allowed to do that. But again, that's not the type of people they are. That's not the type of people that these detractors and weirdos are. They're the type of people who just want to suck at the ankles of people more successful than them and just be parasites on YouTube. Thank you all for checking out this video. Really do appreciate all the new subscribers, returning subscribers, new viewers, returning viewers. If you do like this video, hit that like button. Comment below what you feel about all this. Subscribe for more content. Hit the bell for notifications. Set the bell to all. That way you get notifications anytime I post a new video. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.